And it is also about the economy in which you're investing in, the strength of that economy to support your real estate. And that's one of the main things that allows Pittsburgh to stand out from all the other markets in the United States as far as real estate is concerned. So I'm going to start off telling you about our team. I see a lot of new people here, a lot of people who've been here for a while, so you know our team, but the new people don't. My father, Tom, is my lead on the left. Tom on the corner, that's my business partner. My father and I are business partners. He's actually my business mentor. He's led this way. I've never had to work for anybody, which is a blessing. I've been partnered with my father. And Amy, his wife, is our in-house realtor. You see myself and Jen, that's my wife. On the bottom left, you see my grandmother, Betty, who is one of our office managers. You see Valerie in the middle, who is my aunt, and she's our bookkeeper. You see Nick, who's over here. Nick handles our property management, and he handles our marketing. Nick travels when I don't go, so a lot of you have seen Nick's face here. I'm sort of trying to let him fly on his own a little bit, test it out. And then on the right, you see my two boys, Thomas and Luke. They're 3 and a half and 1 and a half. That was about a week ago, and then my wife, I FaceTimed with my wife this morning, and they had snowsuits on, and they were playing in the snow. So it's a big change from shorts and t-shirts. You can see Pittsburgh, most of you know where Pittsburgh is located. It's in western PA, southwest PA. And why our team? Well, we're a family-owned and operated business. We've been investing in Pittsburgh real estate since 1925. Just a quick rundown of our family story. My great-great-grandmother, Bubba Pavicevic, came over from Croatia in 1925. She purchased, in 1895, she purchased our family's first piece of real estate in the Keys Rocks in 1925. It was a 5-unit building. My grandfather still lives in and still collects rent from that building today. So real estate in Pittsburgh is in our blood. And that's why one of the reasons why you invest with our team, because we're ingrained in the Pittsburgh real estate. We've been investing in Pittsburgh real estate since 1925. We have a lot of years of experience and knowledge. We've made a lot of mistakes that you don't have to make. We know the codes. We know the laws. We know what to do and what not to do. We know which streets to invest on and which streets not to invest on. We have built a proven system that works. Takes most of the guesswork out of real estate investing. We allow you to have hands off real estate. You invest, we do the rest, but you own the property. That's the key. You're not investing with us, and then we're going and buying the property. When you invest with Aurora Real Estate Investment Services, you own the actual piece of real estate. You get all of those tax benefits. You get all of that appreciation, depreciation effects on your tax return and long-term income that Melissa was talking about. You own the actual real estate, which there are a ton of benefits to. That's a whole nother topic. We do not sell you what we have. We find what you need. One of the ways we separate, as we've grown in this business, we sort of looked around the industry and seen how other people operated. And we saw that one of the typical modes of operation was that companies went out there and they put a bunch of stuff under contract, or they bought a bunch of stuff and renovated. And then they went out and tried to sell it to people. Well, that can work, and that's not necessarily a bad strategy. But we thought that's not the strategy we want, because at that point, then we're forced to sell you what we have, right? We become salesmen. No matter what, if I have my money invested in something or I have something under contract, I have to get rid of that. So I'm trying to sell you what I have. Well, we decided to go a little bit different route, and it's a more relational route, relationship building route, and we like that route better. What we do is we build a relationship with you first. We get to know you. When you decide you want to work with us, there's a process there. It's a very simple process. We go out and actually locate the property that meets your needs. So rather than selling you what we have, we tailor fit our search for you and we meet your needs. What's that mean? Well, you tell me that for some reason we've helped you decide, or you've decided that you want to invest in duplexes. Well, we go out and search for duplexes for you. We don't keep sending you single families and say, here, you have to buy this single family. Or you want a single family, but for some reason you want a 3-bedroom. Well, we go out and find 3 bedrooms for you, rather than sending you 2 and 4 bedrooms. So we found that a lot of people that meets their needs, some people it doesn't, but a lot of people like that. They like to be able to But when you're investing in a city, one of the things you do want to focus on is the unemployment rate. Because the more people that are employed, is the more people that can pay you rent. So Pittsburgh having an unemployment rate 2 to 2.5% below the national average talks a lot about its economy. We're going to talk more about why that is. What Melissa talked about, our crime rate is 1.5% below the national average. Once again, less crime, less break-ins, less money expense to you. Your tenants aren't getting injured in crime. You don't have to worry about them not paying the rent. And one of the reasons our unemployment rate is so low is we have 15 Fortune 500 companies. So we have 34 colleges and universities in Western PA. That's a lot of colleges and universities. Now, what that does is that we don't necessarily go after student housing. We're not opposed to it. I'm more of a passive investor. Student housing has more turnover. Student housing works for people. That strategy does work. But we don't focus on that. We focus for all the people that 34 colleges and university employs, which is a lot of people. That's what we provide housing for. Allegheny County has a vacancy rate of 3 to 4%, which once again, as you know, as a landlord, is very important. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the industries. This is why our unemployment rate is so low. This is why what drives our economy and what makes us such a strong housing market. We have the pharmaceutical industry in Pittsburgh, which is very strong. Has anyone ever heard of Bayer? B-A-Y-E-R? Headquartered, they have their second headquarters, their U.S. headquarters is in Pittsburgh. I know I say that funny with my Pittsburgh accent. Bayer. I can't even say it right. It's like forcing it. We also have, I don't know, a lot of people haven't heard of Mylan Technologies. Mylan is the #1 producer of generic pharmaceuticals. They're headquartered in Pittsburgh. We have the food industry, which is very strong in Pittsburgh. Has anybody ever heard of Del Monte Foods or Starkist Tuna? They're headquartered in Pittsburgh. Anyone ever hear of Heinz? Yeah, the best ketchup if you use anything other than it. I don't know why you would. So Warren Buffett actually just bought Heinz a few months ago, and we're all interested in seeing what he does with that. But all indications point towards him keeping it the headquarters in Pittsburgh. So we mentioned the universities, we mentioned the pharmaceuticals, the medical industry. Has anybody ever heard of the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, UPMC? They're the largest employer in Pittsburgh, a huge medical, and they lead in medical innovation. So as you're noticing, these industries I'm talking about, these aren't industries that go away when the economy gets weaker. And the next industry is really exciting. It's the banking industry. Has anybody ever heard of PNC Bank? PNC Bank is the 5th largest bank in the United States. They're headquartered in Pittsburgh. It stands for Pittsburgh National Corporation. And I know you guys have heard of BNY Mellon, Bank of New York Mellon. Their second largest headquarters in Pittsburgh. They're the #1 investment bank worldwide. And their second largest headquarters in Pittsburgh, and they're moving more of their high-ranking officers to Pittsburgh because the cost of living is so much cheaper and the cost to operate is so much cheaper. Now, those are our steady industries. Now, the two industries that have been exploding for us, in the past 10 years, we've had 1,500 technology companies either open or relocate to Pittsburgh. One of them being this company you may have heard of called Google. Yeah. No, you never heard of Google. Just open your smartphone, you'll see them. Yeah, Google now has a headquarters in Pittsburgh, which we're doing some investing in that area around there. And also Seagate Technologies and many others. Now, that's what we've invested based off of for the past 20 years. But now we have a new industry in Pittsburgh that is really exploding. And it's going to be interesting to see how this industry helps our area evolve and what happens to it. Our unemployment rates are already really low. Our vacancy rates are already really low. But now we have the oil and gas industry really starting to push into Pittsburgh. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about that. This is on everyone's cheer. A lot of our investors from out here in Long Island own in an area called McKees Rocks or Stowe Rocks. The company CSX, which is a huge transportation company headquartered out of Jacksonville, they just announced that they're going to build a $50 million facility in McKees Rocks. McKees Rocks is the town that Mike and Elaine own 126 a million. But it's also the town where Dan Duran owns 5960 Glen Way. But it's also the town where my office is. And it's the town where my great-great-grandmother, Bubba Babicevich, bought our family's first 5-unit building. With our investors, we're second largest property owner in this area. This is very exciting news. It's going to be exciting to see what happens in this area. But one of the main reasons why CSX is building one of their regional headquarters in Pittsburgh is because of the oil and gas industry. We have the Marcellus Shale and what's the name of the other shale? Just slipped my mind. Come on, Nick. We have the second largest oil reserve in the United States, north of Pittsburgh. And it's about an hour north of Pittsburgh. We're not receiving the increase in labor work, but we're receiving all the residual business that comes. Actually, 2 miles from McKees Rock, Chevron announced about 6 months ago that they're going to build their regional headquarters about 2 miles from this McKees Rock area, which is an area where a lot of our investors invest. So you've got CSX coming in, putting a $50 million facility. You've got Chevron coming in, putting their regional headquarters. There's a lot of strength in Pittsburgh. I talked about 7 different industries. So when you're investing in Pittsburgh, your economy base is spread over 7 different industries. And you're not investing, like Melissa said, you're not investing in Pittsburgh for appreciation. You can't eat appreciation, but you can eat cash flow. You can go to the store with your cash flow and buy some food and eat. I can't eat on perceived value. Now, one of the strengths of Pittsburgh is, from 2002 through 2008, you had areas like New York, New Jersey, California, Vegas, other areas that are appreciating at 15, 20, 30% a year. During that time, Pittsburgh only appreciated at 2 to 4% a year. When the market crashed, their bubble was like this. Pittsburgh's bubble was like this. When the market crashed, they went down 20, 30, 40% in value. Pittsburgh only went down 2%. We were the first city to be back in the positive growth on property value. That's the kind of city you want to invest in. That's the kind of market you want to be in. Also, I left this out. Pittsburgh is the leader in green commercial real estate. PNC Bank is in the process of building the world's largest green commercial building in downtown Pittsburgh right now. That's hard for people to believe because we used to be the dirty city. My great-great-grandmother, once again, Bubba Babicevich, I can tell they love when I say that. She used to have to sweep her porch every day from all the black soot from the steel mills and the coal, and it was just filthy. To now, we're the leader in green commercial real estate. I mean, what a transformation! So here's some article headlines that I like to use to kind of sample what I'm saying. Energy industry drives Pittsburgh office market. Pittsburgh Business Times in June of 2013. Population continues to rise. There's more people employed in Pittsburgh today than ever before in Pittsburgh's entire history. That's amazing when you consider the amount of steel mills that we have and how many people are employed there. Business Times ranks Pittsburgh the top city to relocate to. You want to be investing in a city where people are moving to. Trip Live, Pittsburgh hits 4-year all-time low jobless rate. Here's some of our major employers. Whom I've mentioned most of them, but we also have Dick's Sporting Goods. We also have American Eagle. I mean, now you're talking about the clothing industry. You just continue to see the diversification in our industry. So now I'm going to show you some numbers before I get off. I'm probably over my time like usual. So this is a single family. Now I know this does not look sexy to you, right? You New Yorkers, you want your what's it called, your brownstone, or your new construction. What? Curb appeal. Well, guess what? When I get to the numbers on this, you're going to think this property is pretty sexy. This investor's all in at $47.5. The rent's $850 a month. This is a C neighborhood. A C neighborhood is a working class neighborhood. It's a blue collar neighborhood. It's a neighborhood that I would feel comfortable walking through at midnight at 2 in the morning. When you look at these numbers and you're from New York, you see $47.5 and you think, wow, I can't even buy a doghouse for that price. But if you come to Pittsburgh and see what you can get for that money, you would be very impressed, I promise you. Here's what it looked like beforehand. Here's what it looks like afterwards. What we did is we just had to refinish the floors and throw a fresh coat of paint on it. Same thing in the dining room. Kitchen, of course, we couldn't keep that beautiful yellow paint. And more we do. In this situation, we weren't able to. The scope of work, we had new flooring, updated plumbing, updated electric, upgraded bathrooms, upgraded kitchens, new paint. So here's the number. Purchase price, $20,000. How many people like that? You see, raise a hand. Renovations were $19,000. All that work was done for $19,000. The reason we're able to do a lot of work for a little bit of money is because economies of scale. When you're buying a lot of material, when you're doing a lot of work, you obviously get much better pricing. Consultation fee, that's where we make our money, was $7,000. We can talk more about that later. If you want to ask questions about that, I'm not scared to tell you that we do make money. And we have a set fee per house. And we don't buy the real estate, like I said, and then vary our profit in what you buy it for. You know what we're making up front. Once again, it's a relational thing. We feel like if you see the value in what we're doing, you should be more than happy that we're making some money too. Closing costs were $1,500, so the investors all in at $47,500 on this property. Rent $850. When you back out all the expenses, you got $579 a month. Positive cash flow, which is a little over 14.5% return. How many people were making 14.5% return on their stocks and bonds and all that right now? Good job. And that does not factor in depreciation, appreciation, write-offs, and all those fun things. We have a duplex, two bedroom, one bathroom apartments. Square footage about 1,800, built in 1960. This is a B neighborhood. This is right off the T line, the train. I was talking to Elaine. She said she takes the train an hour in and an hour out each day. So this is similar to that. These are professional people who work downtown and who want to hop on the T, take it in. It's about 2 miles from downtown Pittsburgh, so it's a little less than an hour ride. You got the living room. We didn't have to do a lot here. You can see out in the hallway, we put cargo, we repainted it, and we actually have carpeting in here. The kitchen was in good shape. We just had to clean it up. We had to separate. Now, the money on this property was in the guts of the property. The guts are what really make you money long term. Of course, you have your curb appeal. It has to look nice cosmetically, but the guts of the property would really make you money. One thing you don't ever want to do is you want to try to avoid having common utilities where the owner's paying for the utilities, because tenants will take advantage of it. If you're not paying for it, you're not going to watch over it like you would. So they'll leave the water run a little longer. Maybe it's winter out, and they just decide one day that they feel like having fresh air, so they have the windows wide open, and just weird stuff like that. Actually, I got a funny story. I think I told it a year or so ago. When I started this, me and my dad, we had common water at a place. I was getting these crazy water bills, couldn't figure out why. So one day I show up at the property to go in and check it out, and the tenant's laying on the bathroom floor sleeping with the bathroom tub running. And I say, "What are you doing?" He said, "I can't sleep unless there's water running." Well, that was the last lesson we needed in regards to common utilities. So in this property, we separated gas. We added furnaces. There was 2 separate furnaces, whole house air conditioning, separated the water lines, separated the electrical lines. You can see where all the money went in this property was the guts of the property. Carpeting and touch-up painting. Purchase price is $55,000. Renovations were $12,000. Consultation fee on duplexes is $10,000. Closing costs were $2,500. All in at $79,500. The rent's $1,300. Backs out to $898 a month, and that's a little over 13.5% return on your investment. So those are the types of real numbers that you can expect in Pittsburgh with a team that's been there, that's been investing there since 1925. There's been a vendor member here at the Long Island REIA for going on 5 years, and also in what I would have to say, and if you read a lot of national articles, is one of the strongest economies in the United States of America right now. So our invitation to you, we invite you to come spend the day with us. Many of our investors want to come out and spend the day with us. It's not a sales day. You don't come out and we're taking you to properties trying to sell you. Actually, about 2 hours in, people are like, "Can you take me to some properties that are actually available?" We want to educate you. We want to build a relationship with you. We want to get to know you. We want you to get to know us. A lot of our investors end up being long-time investors, but also become friends of ours, because we're looking to build relationships. We want you to get to know us. We want you to meet our family, see our business operate. But we also want you to become very educated. And we want to show you the areas. We invest in a lot of different areas. We invest in C areas. We invest in C plus areas, B minus areas, B areas. We also just put out a potential deal. We put out a skyscraper that we're looking to get and buy with our investors. So there's a lot of different options. You can diversify within Pittsburgh. So it's really important. We really enjoy when people come out to see us because then they feel much more comfortable with what's really going on and they understand when we send out these potential deals. There's my contact information. You can feel free to contact me. Our table's in the back. It's black and gold. And Kathy, I'm going to sign her on as a new representative because I see she's wearing black and gold for me today. I told her I was going to mention her not to get embarrassed. But hey, I thank you guys for your time, and I want you to give Jorge, when he comes up, I want you to give him a round of applause.